3 decades, the iconic Karl Lagerfeld has been the creative force behind Chanel. But designing Coke bottles and hawking home appliances, you won't believe what else he's doing. Our Alina Cho joins us now with a fashion backstage pass.
Good morning. Yes, I am just back from Paris. Was there for a couple of weeks shooting this half-hour special. And Karl Lagerfeld, you know, when you think about those iconic brands, Chanel really is the most famous brand in the world if you think about it. And as you mentioned, Karl Lagerfeld is iconic. But designing Coke bottles and hawking those home appliances, just watch it what else he's up to. Not just in France, but around the world. Karl Lagerfeld is mobbed wherever he goes. He's not just a celebrity designer, he's a celebrity.
What do you think it is that people are so fascinated by?
Very good question. I don't know what it is. It's a strange thing. I think it's flattering. I don't sing. I'm not an actor. I have no scandals.
He does do this. Lagerfeld's Chanel show is arguably the most anticipated fashion spectacle of the Paris collections, something he's been doing at Chanel since 1983.
Et ça passe ici, mais on la coud.
When he was hired as artistic director.
It's so much work, it's so many collections. How do you, and you're so involved.
I have it in the blood. You know, when I was asked to do it, Chanel wasn't trendy at all. The owner of Chanel said to me, like this, I'm not proud of the business. If you can make something, okay. If not, I sell it. And we made something out of it because he gave me total freedom.
Lagerfeld answers to no one. Rare for a company the size of Chanel, a nearly $2 billion privately owned business that sells not just those iconic quilted handbags and ballerina flats, but clothes, jewelry, makeup, and perfume. You know, Chanel No. 5. The one Marilyn Monroe famously said she went to bed with. An icon, just like the company's founder, Coco Chanel.
The label has an image. It's up to me to update it. What I did, she never did. She would have hated.
Lagerfeld made Chanel cool again.
I had to find my marks in that and go from what it was, what it should be, what it could be, what it had been, to something else. It sounds very complicated, but in fact it's not.
What makes you do that?
I don't know. I have a flash like this. I don't ask questions. Thank God I get answers I don't know from where. No, it's a very strange thing, you know, huh? When I make big efforts, it's for the garbage can. When I make no effort and suddenly, I don't know, it happens, it's much better. But you cannot count on it. Right. So sometimes we work a lot for the garbage can for nothing, and then suddenly, the light goes on. Pala, 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 pala.
And it can happen at any time. In addition to his duties at Chanel, he's the creative director of Fendi, has his own label, and this season launched a line at Macy's. He's an avid photographer, an author, and owns a bookstore. Outside of fashion, Lagerfeld has designed bottles for Coca-Cola. And here he is in an ad for a washer and dryer.
I'm a walking label, huh? My name is Labelfeld, not Lagerfeld. Huh?
How does he do it all?
I have a kind of Alzheimer for my own work, you see.
Alzheimer's for your own work.
For my own work. And I do that on purpose, and I think it's a very good thing. Because today, too many people remember what they did. Forget it all. And start again.
Even at twice the age of his competitors, it's an attitude that has served him well, made him rich, and virtually irreplaceable at Chanel.
So in fact, it's a good thing for him, it's a good thing for me, and it's not such a bad thing for fashion.
That's right. And from the man who calls himself Labelfeld, how about this? Kaleidoscope. That's right. It's the name of his new perfume, out tomorrow. And as with everything else, Lagerfeld was there every step of the way in the creative process. And it is something you see a lot with designers who are successful, that they're very involved, detail-oriented. But for Karl Lagerfeld to have done it for so long and stay at the top of his game for so long, that is rare. You don't see that very often.
So the washing machine, I take it it's not a Kenmore.
It's not a Kenmore, no it isn't. It's actually a Swiss company. Oh. But you know, he's done a lot of ads and he lends his name.
I want to go back to this washing machine. So he's designed this fancy washing machine. I mean, and it looked gray. And it looked like a washing machine, but how much is the washing machine?
You know, I think it's safe to say that it's probably in the thousands, not the hundreds, but you know, we'll get back to you on that. You know, I think the important point here is that his iconic image sells. And as I said, he really can't go anywhere anymore without being mobbed. And it goes beyond being a celebrity designer. I mean, he's a bona fide A-list celebrity. Everywhere he goes, you know, there are pictures taken, and it's just like it, paparazzi everywhere. But he could not have been nicer, and it was a thrill to get inside that studio and see him work.
All right.
Really the master.
Did you see him without his glasses and gloves?
For just a moment.
What's
Not
he look
without
like?
the gloves. With the glasses, I mean, you know, he looks pretty much the same.
All right. Well, thanks so much,
Just
Alina.
curious.
Alina Cho. Don't miss Alina's special fashion backstage pass from Paris. It airs this Saturday, October 15th at 2:30 p.m. Eastern.